Okay, as we are live, so hello, welcome. I'm sort of in the middle of a task, so I am going to try and finish this task before I swap to the normal stuff for today. Um, because if I don't, I'm going to make a mess. Um, so there's that. Um, anyway, I thought I had time, but I very obviously did not. Um, so Oopsies. Have you ever I mean, y'all know what it is. You start a task and then you're like, "Oh, this is gonna take significantly more time than I thought it was going to." I mean, sometimes we have the other way around where, like, we put off a task because we think it's gonna take an enormous amount of time, and then it turns out it's like a 5-10 minute task. Then there are the other things that you're like, "Oh, this is only gonna take, like, 5 minutes. We'll be fine. I've got time." Or 15 minutes, and then it takes, like, 3 hours. Um, so it's definitely like I hope it doesn't take me 3 hours. Hopefully, it'd be much quicker than that once I get started in terms of like the real meat of it. But oh goodness, it's gonna be a mess. So, how we doing? How are we doing? That is the question. Um, I did finish the blue stickies, so that is done, which is fantastic. Um, But, like, looking at this quarterly overview, I was very ambitious for this quarter. Um, and I mean, we still have a month and this week for quarter 3. Um, so, we have time. I have time to get a little bit more done in terms of the Kanban board, but I think I'm gonna have to start prioritizing and, like, picking and choosing because I know I'm not gonna get all of this done next month. So I'm gonna have to start culling tasks that are going to be moved to either quarter 4 or they're just going to be moved off the board. Um, so there's that. But anyway, I hate taking things off the Kanban board entirely. I really do, but I also like don't like just kicking them down the road. So anyway, Alyssa says hello. Hello. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Monique is here and says, "Hey everyone, happy Monday. Happy Monday to you as well. This week you plan to go over your novel in paperback form in the preview to make sure everything's ready to go for KDP. Same thing with your ebook form." Yes. I almost said EDP, but that's not quite the same thing. Anyway, how are we? Are we good? Are we having fun? I did get some good news on Bestie's front. Her doctors are looking at possibly discharging her later this week. They were hoping maybe early this week, but her white blood cell count is like still a little elevated above what they want. So they're going to be monitoring for a couple days. But the white blood cell count is coming down, which is good. So I'll take any good news I can get. But yeah, so hopefully maybe later this week, midweek or later this week, the doctors will look at releasing her so I can make a little trip over there to take her home. Baby boy is still in the NICU, likely going to be there until November, according to some of the NICU nurses who are guesstimating his amount of time that he needs in the little ventilator incubator. So it's gonna be a long haul for baby. But yeah, so but again, I will take any good news I can get on their front. So good news is that her white blood cell count is coming down, which means less infection, less potential problems. And we are hoping for that to continue. So Stacy is here and says, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hello. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Yes, good news. Very good news. Yeah. So at the moment, she was texting me earlier this morning, which means that she's like awake and cognizant and like having energy to text, which is also a really good sign. But her daughter, her first child, has been staying with a babysitter slash nanny slash daycare teacher, previous daycare teacher who is babysitting for her while she's in the hospital. But daycare teacher texted or called my best friend this morning and was like, oh, she's a little sick, need to take her to the doctor just in case the doctor's office would not accept my best friend's like verbal phone call to tell her, hey, I'm in the hospital. My child is currently with so-and-so. She has my permission to bring the child to you to get treated. They would not accept the verbal. So they also won't accept a signature via email. It's got to be faxed. So now she's got to arrange things because the daycare teacher was going to go ahead and take her anyway. Aaron was like on the phone in the meantime. But anyway, so the daycare teacher's car broke down. So they were stranded at the shop. So now she's like, it's a mess. Anyway, I'm 2 hours out, but if she needs me, I will go over and do things. But I think she has that straightened out because I think she's got somebody to go pick up her mom, who's not really supposed to be driving anymore, but an emergency. An emergency. So, but yes, they're going to arrange things, but it was like circus and monkeys and all the things. So she's like, life happens. You just can't. You just can't stop life from happening, and sometimes it just piles it on. So caller says you just had another mom moment with the kids from work. They couldn't make something work, so yes, exactly. Oh yeah. You know, I'd get the emoji eventually. Yes. Sometimes they make the emojis on YouTube a little hard to get sometimes. And then it shows up in StreamYard differently because it looks like this. I guess that's pretty similar, but like the shading is different from StreamYard and the YouTube chat. I don't know. It's weird. Anyway, I did update my reading journal this weekend some more and decorated it, put some more stickers in. So she's looking a little chunkier. And I'm now up to here. Okay. And this is really what I have left because I've got stuff in the back. I guess I had another page there. So yeah, so I've got that much space to put additional books in. But I think this will be used up by the end of the year. So I will have to choose one of my other notebooks for next year for a reading journal. So I'm going to have to decide what's my everyday, what's my reading, and then potentially I might do, I really like, I've been watching Wallissimo channel, the shorts for the 75-day challenge till her deadline. And I really like the idea of her goal journal. She set up like this really ambitious goal journal, but she's been doing goal work with that journal as well, specifically with the 75-day challenge till her deadline, and I'm really kind of intrigued by the idea of that. So, but yeah, so I'm trying to decide like which journals are going to be for what, and I may have like a poll to decide or something. We may do a planner session and try and decide. I don't know. Monique says just a little bit of cuteness. My little rogue, which is your godson, little cousin, was fascinated by the rain. Your cousin sent you a picture of him sitting on an exercise ball watching the rain. You've never seen him so focused. Nice. How many unused? Okay, so I've got I have 2 B5s, which is the size that I've been using for this year, which are the larger, the big one. So I've got 2 of these, both of which are green, because apparently I really like the green. I have another one of this sort of like cheaper from Amazon, Imshui or Imshoy, not sure brand name, from the web, from Amazon. I have 1, 2, 3. I have 3 A5s from Tifosi. I have a square 8x8. I think that's it. So I have 3 A5s, 3 A5s from Tifosi. Then I have another A5 from Archer and Olive. So that's 4 A5s. 2 B5s. One of which is from Archer and Olive, one of which is from Tifosi. And then the square. That's what I have. Although I know that Archer and Olive is coming out with their September quarterly box, which if you've seen the sneak peeks of, it's like sunrise and celestial. It's like a sky theme, but like daylight and nighttime. So there's really pretty colors in it. I'm like, but I'm not sure about the sort of like 2-sided notebook that has been revealed in the like sneak peeks thus far. So I'm kind of contemplating whether or not I want to do that. But also they usually have a Halloween release. So I'm tempted to wait and see if that's something that I really like. I don't need more, but I do like them. And eventually I will use them. So yeah, but it's so it's like all the things, all the things that I want. So they've got, let's see, it's not Celestial Wonders. That was an old one. Where's the blog? I swear. Okay, there it is. Blog. Yes, spoiler. So Wondrous Skies is the name of the. Here it is. So it's like the sunrise, sunset, clouds, and then also like the navy blue. So again, this is spoilers. If you don't want the spoilers, come back and like me. click off the tab. But they've revealed thus far that you get some of the calligraph brush pens, and you get some scrapbooking collage paper in sort of like the two colorways, the like daylight and the dark. And then this is the double-sided notebook. On one side is the evening, moon and stars, and then on the other side is the daylight. You can kind of see the corner of that. Joyful Sojourn again has a channel and is apparently an ambassador, and so is able to post the sneak peek. So if you want a closer look at these things, you can check out the Joyful Sojourns channel. But yeah, so I have too many. I have too many, and so, which is going to make the decision of like what goes in what a little bit more difficult. Because I did get the rest and relaxation self-care box, which has a really pretty teal and gold lily theme from Archer and Olive. It's in that sort of that box right back here. And then I have the mushroom box right next to it, which is the B5 frog and mushroom. So yeah, so I'm gonna have to just like decide, I guess, or have y'all help me decide. But yeah, so I'm waiting to kind of see what else is in that September subscription box, which since I'm not already subscribed for the quarterly box, I think opens up for purchase on September 5th. So if you are not already a subscriber to their quarterly box, it's like $79, which is a lot. And it does auto renew unless you like put a pause or a stop on it. But they ship out September, December, maybe March or April, and then June, I want to say. Something like that. They ship out at the beginning of the month, and are charged on the first of the month. So it's like if I signed up now, technically I would be signing up for the B box, which is the previous / current box. So I'm like, I want to wait until I know for sure that I would be getting the box that I want. So anyway, Becca says hi. Hello. Welcome. You're doing the 75 challenge as well, if I'm remembering correctly, because I know that I've seen you in the little meetup from Wallace's little short vlogs for the catch-ups. So yeah. Monique says, yes, you definitely have to think about getting a new bullet journal and or planner for the next year. Yeah. So this is the first time I've had the problem with Archer and Olive, because I've used one or two of their other notebooks. The vegan leather spine is like kind of disintegrating, like most other pleathers do. So it's not exactly like terrible, but it's not great either. But the cover still looks good, but it is prone to a little bit more scratching, I guess. So if that bothers you, I've also heard that some of I think Jashi Corinne talked about this in one of her, was it Jashi? No, it was Erin Smith. She's also got a lovely bullet journal channel. Her Archer and Olive is splitting off the spine, and the pages are separating. And so she was trying to figure out if it was a trend with specific ones with like the gilding on the pages or whatnot. But that was her reading journal, which it was getting pretty thick. So, so if you intend to do like this or more in terms of decoration and scrapbooking and stuff, maybe don't put an entire year in a journal. Maybe do the 6-month thing. But yeah. So pretty for the wondrous skies. Yeah, they're gorgeous. Yes. It's almost over. Your 75 ends on September 5th. Ooh, could you reward yourself with the Archer and Olive box? Kara says there's too darn many of the challenges to keep up with. Yes, there are a lot of challenges, that's for sure. Depends on what they make their pleather from. If it like decides to disintegrate like that, yeah. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what they make their pleather from. Not sure. Becca says, what I realized is that I already do everything that you schedule. You already do everything you scheduled for yourself, but it was actually a good experiment to show you that you take better care of yourself than you thought, which is a very nice realization. Very nice. Like, you are taking care of yourself. So pat yourself on the back for that, which is very nice. Carla says, won't mention fancy notebook store that you work out. Please go ahead. Well, unless you don't want to like out and dox yourself. So yeah. But you're learning a lot about cover textures on fancy notebooks. So I have kept this surprisingly clean. This is one of the Notebook Therapies linen covers. And texture-wise, it's very good because it's got a grip on it, but it catches all the dust. Same thing with the Archer and Olive, like linen buckram. Buckram? I think that's, anyway, it's a type of linen, from what I understand. Again, very nice texture to like touch, but it catches all the dust. And the dust shows up on both of them very easily. So it's like, yeah. Anyway, but I do like their texture. Like they feel nice when you hold them, and they're not going to slip out of your hands, which is nice. But you're learning about fancy notebooks. Nice. Good idea for a reward. Yes, exactly. Reward yourself. Carla says you're all about sticky tabs and such to mark sections, so you know about expanding notebooks. Ooh, nice. Nice. I don't think I've had that many that, well, but yeah, you like to stick things in and then it gets thicker and thicker. Yeah. Who thought pleather would last? Not me, but I was hoping it would last more than, because it started doing that cracking bit probably by like April. So the corner of the spine was definitely the first thing to go. So let's just say there are only 10.5 stores in the US, and they're an Italian-based company. Ooh. Do I know them? I don't think I do. Oh, I'm going to have to go searching. Okay. The linen covers hold up better. Yeah, but a lot of people have issues with texture, particularly those with sensitivity issues. Yeah, this is true, because what I feel nice doesn't necessarily feel nice for other people. Because like, and I absolutely cannot stand the idea of a velvet notebook. And like that's been, part of the last couple of trends. And so I found like some really cute designs that I was like, ooh, these are really cute. And as soon as I read that it was a velvet cover, I was like, nope, all the way out. Just no. So yeah, some people would probably prefer the linen. Some people would prefer the velvet. So yeah, some people might feel the same way about linen that I feel about the velvet. So yeah. And then as much as I like Amanda Rachley, the teddy bear one, I don't think I would ever purchase the like plush cover. I don't foresee myself ever purchasing that particular one from her. So you love your velvet notebook. It's what you pat when you need to chill out, but you don't carry it with me. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. Just like I have one of my crocheted sea turtles over there, and it's like I pat it when I come in and out the room. So yeah, but it doesn't move around a whole lot because it's also a disc collector. I have so many disc collectors in my room. Obviously, I don't think I would ever, ever, ever be able to be a minimalist. I like all the small weird things too much. As much as I love the look and feel of a clean room, I'm just like I immediately when I'm on the internet, I'm like, ooh, look at this cool weird thing. So yeah. Yeah. For fun, you do like those ones with the sequences that can flip. Oh, the sequins. Sorry. My brain was like, wait a second. Yes, the ones that the color change with the sequin flip. Yes. I would sit there and just do that all day for sure. If I had one of those. I have been tempted in the store when I see like the little notebooks that have the sequin designs on them. I'll just like flip them in the store because I know that I would just do that all the time if I brought it home. So I tend not to bring it home. All right, let's go ahead and do the doggos for the day and then also the card, and then we can get started. Oh, I didn't do the poll either. So the poll today is in regards to another hypothetical scenario. Your main character meets, where is it? Nope, I don't have it up yet. Your main character meets a groom that is uneasy and unsure about the wedding. Why? Why is the groom unsure about the wedding? Here we go. Is it A, because his mom and his father-in-law are having an affair? B, he and his spouse or potential spouse are cousins? C, his kid doesn't like the potential spouse? Or D, he doesn't want to sign the prenup? Why is he unsure of the marriage? Why is he getting cold feet at the last minute? Of these options, or if you have a better, more fun option, let me know in the chat, because we need some good reasons for why our main character is either going to help the groom escape or talk sense into him. Who knows? But yeah, that's the poll. Yeah, that's why the sequin notebook is for fun. Maybe for grocery list. True. Grocery list would be fun. FIL stands for father-in-law. I just didn't have enough characters to write it out. I just said yes. Monique chose third option. His kid doesn't like the spouse because it's the closest to the plot you have in mind for slaying at the vampire wedding. Nice. Ooh, there you go. It's the wrong bride. She's either the wrong person or it's a forced marriage. There's a good option. Monique says, spoiler alert, the bride is a vampire princess using the groom to bring vampires into the real world politics. Ooh. There's a complicated mess. Okay, so that's the poll for today. And let me do our doggos first. So our weekend doggo is named Sammy. He heard that a flower behind the ear can exponentially increase one's fabulousness. 13 out of 10, myth heckin' confirmed. So here is our weekend dog, Sammy, who is not coming into focus. And of course, I've rearranged everything to be on top of my... There we go. There's Sammy. So very cute. And then we have Rue. He doesn't know why you put him in this large bowl. Really needs you to take him out. The water level is rising and probably only has moments left. 12 out of 10. Please remain calm. Here's Rue. And his very worried, concerned expression. Very cute. Very cute. And then we have the parrot for today, but it was in the upside down message. So watch your words. Are you aware of what you are saying to yourself and others? Parrot shows up as a reminder to heed the words that flow from your mouth, your pen, and your keyboard. Be mindful of the beliefs that you have internalized. Are they what you choose to believe? Are you communicating with integrity? The parrot wants you to listen to what you say and your motives for saying it. Yes, Brew. He's like, no bath, Mom. Exactly. Right speech is called for now, which means that you are called to reflect on the beliefs that have been parroted by the people so often that you simply accept them unquestioningly. Journal about what you truly believe and wish to see in the world and in your life. Write words affirming what you value. Speak them aloud, expressing gratitude for what is coming into being. Your voice has power, and you can change the conversation in your heart and in the world around you. Parrots represent the law of praise, so you are called to speak the truth and speak with love. So there you go. There is our card for the day. Parrot is calling you out. Today on Instagram, you decided to make a post inspired by some book talk / authortube drama. Ooh, I feel like there's just, as time goes by, there's more and more drama between the groups. But I don't know. Also, you recently watched a video essay about Shakespeare and how right-wing media is using Shakespeare to further their agenda. Could be Shakespeare. Could be a lot of other more religious texts, I'll just say. Becca says, definitely feel the parrot. Dealing with friends lately that you're realizing aren't really your friends. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, that's hard. It's hard. But it's that what comes out of their mouth, what comes out of their actions, how you approach them, how you feel in the time that you are with them, but also after the fact, reflecting on it. And just sort of sitting with the things you say when you are with them, the things you leave unsaid, and then how you feel after the fact. It's hard. It's hard. But yeah, there's been a couple of friends and people that whenever I left them after like being with them for several hours, because in the moment I was like, oh yay, like I'm having, I'm spending time with this person that I have liked, that I think they're really cool. I think they're really smart. But then when I sort of step back and I reflect on the conversations that we had and just sort of how things went, things they said, mannerisms, that kind of thing. I'm like, I don't really like that. And I also don't necessarily like that I had to, you know, feel like I had to hide my own opinions in order to remain in good graces with these people. And so I've either dropped or ghosted people because I'm like, I don't like who I am when I'm with them because I feel like I'm not authentic, because I feel like I'm having to hold back, things like that. Um, and also people that don't reciprocate your efforts, to reach out. Which, like, I mean, granted, there are some people that, like, they're just in a time in their life where they can't spare the energy and the time for others. Um, but if they've got time, if they've got energy, and they don't reach back out to you, um, it's definitely telling that you are not as important to them as they are to you. And so, yeah, it's hard to cut that. It's really hard. So I'm sorry that that's come to be there. The latest drama between Book Talk and AuthorTube is a young author named Audra Winter. Okay, I think I saw a video title about Audra Winter. So, but I don't know what's going on because I didn't click on it. I clicked on Jashu Corinne's weekly vlog instead. I was like, let me just go see. So I don't know what the drama is. Kara says, I avoid AuthorTube drama, and you're not on TikTok. Yeah. Kara says, the enchanted map number 38, heal the ouch. Forgiveness is the healer of the soul. Nice. I like it. I think that goes pretty well with the parrot. Monique says, oh, I know, but the essay was talking about a certain PU in particular. PU? What is PU? Publisher? I'm not sure what PU is. You pulled the hangman. Ooh, different perspective. Okay, looking at things from different perspective. Nice. Always a good card. But also a card that sort of like stops me in my track and goes, ooh, what have I been looking at? And in a very fixed manner that I need to look at again in a different manner. Because I feel like the hanged man is one that calls me out, like when I'm just like full on hyper focus mode of like, it must be done this way. Like the hanged man is my like, no, it doesn't have to be that way. Look at it again. So the hanged man is sort of like a sass card to my brain of just like, you don't have to do it this way. You're making things way harder than for yourself. So yeah, for me, that's the kind of hard card it is. Hopefully it's not quite that sassy for you. Carla says, I realized the parrot in your self-talk the past few days. Nice. And have been doing a lot of turning the voices in your head around. Great. Great. Because that is like this, the self-talk it can get real bad too. So yeah. So recognizing that and taking it around, turning it and doing that is a very good exercise. You got that card during the new moon tarot spread. Ooh, okay. So yeah, so that's something that you are going to have to work on during this next moon phases. Yeah. Yeah. It's hard not to internalize that. Yeah. But yeah, the need to just let it go and go back to what you know is true. Yeah. Yeah. Agreed. Kara says to Becca, been there, done that. It's always painful. It still hurts when you remember a time in high school when you overheard two girls you thought were your friends talking crap about you. It was 45 years ago. Yeah, and that's the kind of stuff that sticks with you, unfortunately. So yeah. Yeah. Stacy also agrees with Becca that it sucks. Eva is here. Hey. Hello. Welcome. Welcome. You've had acquaintances like that where you felt like you couldn't speak truthfully and then had to pretend to be someone else. You let the ties loosen and then slip away. Yeah. Yeah. It's exactly what was happening with you. Walking on eggshells, careful about what you said because they'd tear it down in a nice way. But it wasn't nice and it took you too long to realize it. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Kara says, half the time I don't even know who the people are that the drama is about. Oh, in terms of the book talk and authortube? Yeah. Yeah. There's so many of us now that it's kind of like it's hard to keep track. Yeah. You saw the drama and wow, the audacity. Oh, okay. The audacity is up there. So if you want the tea, there's at least one video out. I don't know how many videos there are discussing the drama, but apparently the drama is there. So Becca says to Kara, I'm so sorry. It's crazy how long moments like that stick with us. Yeah. Carla says, was she the person who marketed a book really well and then the book stunk? I don't know. I'm not sure. He says, I've had some news from within the authortube community, which is sad news. Jennifer Brown, if you know her from her time in the chats and on screen, said her final farewell. Oh, yeah, fuck cancer. Fuck cancer indeed. I'm so sorry to hear that. Carla is also sad to hear that. Becca says, oh no, it's horrible. Yeah. And I think I do remember her, but I hadn't seen her in a while, which would make sense. So, Audra Winter went viral and had amazing pre-orders, so she started acting like an expert. Keep in mind, it wasn't even released yet, and lied about who was working, quote unquote, for her. Then, yeah, it was really bad. Gotcha. Monique says, in the Buffy tarot deck, the hangman shows a picture of Spike lying upside down on a coffin. Makes sense. You didn't know Jennifer, but fuck cancer indeed. Yeah. Yeah. So Audra Winter doubled down and never apologized, and it's now re-releasing a better version. Oh, I think I remember hearing something about re-releasing a quote unquote better edition, but it's charging more money for it. Okay. So in other words, she didn't get beta readers and is treating her paying audience like beta readers? Is that what's going on? Your self-talk is always the worst. You are your own most abusive critic. Yeah. Most of us are. Rachel says, oh no, to Eva's news. Yes. Yeah. Eva, do you know if Jennifer's family has set up like an online, donation thing to Jennifer's charity of choice or any of that kind of stuff? Or anything for the family? Eva says to Kara, so true. When people betray you, it leaves a wound for sure. In regards to the meanies. Yes. And to Becca, I'm sorry you were dealing with meanies too. Eva says, creators think everyone knows the drama, but most people don't know what's going on. You missed the drama. Link? Question mark. Eva says, drama is how I found AuthorTube. Arcs are free. Yeah, so I'm trying to remember. I think the arcs are free thing was that also around the time that Kate Kavanaugh did the Write Like Stephen King experiment? For whatever reason, I think I found those 2 in the same, like, time frame. Again, I don't know if that's actually when it happened, but I think that YouTube recommended those to me at about the same time frame somehow. I could be my brain could be mixing those up in terms of timelines. But I feel like between Write Like Stephen King and Arcs Are Free, I feel like that was when I discovered. So it was like half drama, half Kate Kavanaugh. Was how I found AuthorTube. So Monique says, here's the thing. Audra Winter is autistic and people are criticizing her novel or calling out her prose as hard to read. Okay. Okay. So perhaps she doesn't have like the nuance of what characters people expect. So now all the times that you hear people calling your prose clear feel like a validation. Gotcha. Yeah. 2018 or 2019, somewhere around there. Yeah. DramaTube. Is DramaTube a real thing? I mean, like, I know there's people who like make their entire channel is just about the drama that's going on between people on the internet. But is DramaTube a real thing now? You saw a link for Jennifer Brown's obituary, but it is an opening for you. You'll share it in case it does for others, or if it does, open it later. That's okay. So the Rachel's link above is if you want one person's take on it. Gotcha. So here's Jennifer Gibson Brown's obituary. Thank you very much, Eva. I appreciate it. She probably is. She probably is because she does feel defensive. Yeah, but again, I don't know. This goes beyond her neurospiciness. Yeah. No, yeah. You're blown away. It loaded for you now, but it took a while. Okay, so they may not have had the page fully working at the earlier point, but yeah. Okay. Thank you. Just that your inner chaos gremlin was like, hey, I'm autistic. I should take advantage of this. That's fine. I understand. You found AuthorTube through Alexa Dunn, and that was right at the end of the Arcs Are Free drama, and you were so confused. Yeah. Yeah. In lieu of flowers, the family asked for donations to be made to Mountaineer Spina Bifida Camp. Okay. Yes. Yeah, because I know a lot of people prefer donations to charities rather than to the family. But yeah, okay. So thank you. Rachel says, you're good, Monique. Just didn't want people to ever go down this path. Because, exactly. Okay, we've been talking for almost an hour now. Okay, we need to write and do stuff. I may have to put my project to the side and just and do this later. Okay, we'll do that off screen. That way, if I drop it and everything goes flying all over the floor, you won't hear me cuss. So. Funky says, popping in and say hello before my work meeting. Hello. Do your best in the meeting. It'll be great. Make sure you have coffee. Let's minimize all that. Pull up this. Okay. All right. So my document is pulled up, and I'm going to save it, even though I just pulled it up. 2 is make sure that you have something to hydrate with, and make sure you go ahead and take a sip. 3 is straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. And 4 is make sure if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 30 minutes of our cute red panda in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. I was able to get, I think, one scene sort of like fleshed out in some ways. Did get 1,000 words, so that's great. I'll be able to use this as like a good base for this scene. I hopefully won't have to edit too much. I mean, I'm sure I'll have to edit a good bit, but you know what? We're not worried about that right now. It's better than some of my scenes. So yeah, so good. 1,000 words. Nice. I'll take it. Let's see. Paula popped in and said hello. So hello to Paula. Monique says, right now you're listening to My Chemical Romance's The Black Parade for the first time. Hope you're enjoying it. It definitely would be one that I would recommend. Stacy likes My Chemical Romance. Monique says, I can't believe I didn't hear this album when it first came out. I'm trying to think if I still have the physical CD or not. I think I do. Somewhere up there. Kind of realized years ago that you never grew out of your emo phase. Yes, because generally it's not necessarily a phase as much as they used to call it. It's like, oh, you'll grow out of it. Yeah, will you though? If you had heard this when it first came out, you would have made this album your whole personality. There's still time. Nobody says you can't do it now. Carla says My Chemical Romance. There's a name if you haven't heard in a bit. Yeah. I swear I have this core memory of when you were first writing your Julius Caesar retelling and setting the funeral scene to Helena? I can't remember. Anyway, that music video lives in your head rent free. My Chemical Romance is on tour right now and taking major cues from Pink Floyd's The Wall. Nice. Now you want to listen to to Demolition Lovers and I'm Not Okay. Yeah. Your son had a guinea pig named Jack for kindergarten. He had a lock of fur that fell over his eyes and he would squeak along to My Chemical Romance and Dashboard Confessional. Totally an emo guinea pig. That is adorable. That is adorable. Oh, goodness. I'm just thinking about all the different like pet videos. That would have made a really cute pet video or a whole series of pet videos in that instance. Jack was a good pig. Let's see. Let's do the otter next. I know I'm sort of like pushing us, but we chatted for like 15 minutes, like 50 minutes before we did our first print. So definitely could use some more work time. Share. Okay. Let's see. I'm hoping, I don't know if I'll get through another full scene of fleshing out the ideas, but we will see. That's at least a goal. So that's what we will try to aim for. Second sprint is the self-promo sprint. Make sure you do some self-promo. And don't forget to save. And sip. Cheers. Straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. And 4 is if you need a break, take a break. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Okay. I did manage to finish uh, the base of this second scene, and got another 1,000 words, which is great. Um, so yeah, good stuff. Very good stuff. Which means I've gotten 2,000 words with relative ease today, which is great. So I'm wondering if now do I continue with that? Or do I swap back to the project that I was initially going to start with? Either way, I'm going to save it first. So, how we doing? Scroll. Okay, so Kara says, if you like dark romantic suspense, please check out the promo for today's featured book on Reader's Roost. So the title of that is Lost in His Spiderwebs, I think. Eva got some twinkly lights hung up. Very nice. Very nice. I've got to go and get another set of light bulbs. My parents prefer the soft light, the more yellow tone for the bedrooms, and I prefer the brighter because I tend to read a whole lot in here. Obviously. So I prefer to have a brighter white for my room, but we have run out of the light bulbs that I prefer. Plus, the overhead light has like the small, like candle light looking base. So I can't put a normal size bulb in there. I have to go with like the small ones. And I'm like, ugh. I wish there was a way to convert it, but I don't know how. Anyway, so I had to one of my light bulbs burned out last night, and so I had to put in one of the soft white, the more yellow tone. So I need to go to the store and get some bright white. Small itty bitty, like, can't. Oh yeah, I threw mine away, and I'm like, well, I mean, at least I remember how many, like, what the Kelvin number is for it, so I can at least go off of that. Anyway, so your just comment about lights makes sense. I mean, I wish I could just like go by the twinkle lights because that would be great, but they aren't really enough light to read by as much as I wish. So anyway, but I'm glad you got your twinkly lights hung up. I'm sure it looks nice. Monster made it home. Great. Rachel says, did I do anything? Not anything productive. But you made yourself a spiced coffee with nutmeg cold foam. Ooh, sounds delicious. I made myself a mocha latte this morning. And by that, I mean, I stirred in some Hershey's chocolate syrup to my coffee, to my latte. And that was all I did. That was my fancy. So Stacy is listening to a trial and cleaning out your inbox. I should probably do that at some point. What am I up to on my normal email? 611. So I need to clear it out before it gets back up into the thousands. Rachel says nice. And I'm not sure if that's for Stacy and Eva or one or the other. Anyway, you've always loved true crime and also trials. Your dad was county chief deputy, so you hung out at the courthouse a lot. Fun. Ooh, and you're in love with these designs. VikingGoods.com. What kind of goods do they have? Let's see. Adventurously unique designs for every occasion is what they say. That's cute. They've got an octopus with a beanie on. Or toque, or however you whatever you call this. Damn it. That's cute. Oh, hootenanny. Ooh, the pumpkin with the dragon. Pumpkin spice. That's cute. Come on. Pumpkin spice dragon. Very cute. You get it in long sleeve. You can get it in ice gray. Ooh, the blue pops. Corn silk. Sport gray. And white. I think I like the blue, the Carolina blue. It pops so much. But that's cute. You were right, Rachel. There is plenty of reason. Murder season. Look at, so you got another crow with the beanie on. Oh, look at the frog in the flannel. Oh, look at his little robe. How cute. Charcoal. Maroon. Oh, that looks very fall. Look at him. Look at him. Ugh. Okay, I can see why you got distracted. I can very much see why you got distracted. Okay, this is, again, vikinggoods.com. Little pumpkin tricycle there. Oh, look at the squirrel. And the cat. Damn, I love fall. That's cute. Raccoon dunking, raccoon cider donut. That's cute. Very cute. Leave me alone. Little hedgehog. Narwhal. Oh, there's a narwhal. That's cute. Barely awake. Yes. Leafy skunk. That's cute. There are so many cute things in here. Okay, Rachel, thank you. And darn it, there goes my budget. I will be back to that website. And that's just the fall things. I'm sure they have more things for other seasons too. Goodness gracious, those are cute. Carla says, having the bulk of the first chapter of the next book going. Nice. Okay, so the last one was the Dragon Shifters. Is this more Dragon Shifters, or is this another shifter type? Yes, you are enabling procrastination. Sorry, but not really. Monique says, right now I'm spacing out the chapters in Kindle Create. Nice. Carly says, it's so weird seeing the rock guys from Boston that you grow up around and hung out with back in the day as they're getting older. Yeah. Yeah, realizing the people around you are aging is kind of, it's weird. It's very weird. And like, you're proud of them for the things that they're accomplishing, but also like, it's just a really weird to see people that you knew as a kid and teen, like accomplishing milestones. You're like, wow, this is different. So not necessarily like different, but it's kind of weird seeing people around you, which is, you're not getting older, but they are. Yeah. What are you talking about? I'm still 21 for that time, or 25 or 30 or however. You should have all your chapters properly spaced today. That would be very nice. Very nice. Rachel says, tomorrow evening at 5 p.m. you'll be handling a live blurbing session with Jenna O'Malley. Very nice. Very nice. So make sure you mark that as your notification, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. Carla says, you learned a new term in a romance today. Cinnamon roll. Yes. To describe a hero who is crusty on the outside, but soft and gushy on the inside. Yes. Carla's like, but we're all soft and gushy on the inside. They're not talking about biologically. They're talking about emotionally. The emotional cinnamon roll. Kara says, it's tough for me watching the musicians who influenced your writing and brought you comfort during your crappy teen years, growing old and frail and dying. Yeah, you're also very much aware of your own declining health. Yeah, it says, sort of does bring that to the forefront of your mind sometimes. Yeah. Funky says, I am back. Coffee is now ready. Yay! So now you're off again to grab it. I think you'll be back. Okay, fair enough. Rachel says, I do have blurb openings for October, November, and December. You also have a live blurbing event available for Q4 if for anybody who might be interested in a free blurb, but they must do so on the live. Funky says to Rachel, jelly? Like peanut butter jelly time, or you're jealous of the free blurb? Rachel says, I signed in and they gave me a free t-shirt with my first order, by the way. Ooh, there's a good thing to know. Thank you. JK says, oh, before I forget, if anyone's interested in buying a copy of Culinary Confessions, here's the link for that. Excellent. Thank you. Also, hello, JK, if I forgot to say that. Rachel says, I totally got the pumpkin spice dragon and the drinking squirrel. You write about dragons and your nickname is Squirrel or Pub Squirrel. Those would be very appropriate then. JK says, or if anybody would like to donate to your coffee goal to self-publish Project Sugar and Spice soon, there's the link for that. Carla says, I think I need the skateboard badger. Heidi face, it's a wolf sister. That's fine. It's fine. We like the werewolves. We like the werewolves too. Ooh, okay. So Funky is trying out Chobani's creamer for the s'mores flavor and says it's quite yummy. Ooh. S'mores. It is getting to be that season again, which is nice. Rachel agrees. S'mores does sound like a lovely creamer flavor. Rachel says, how's your day going and what are we working on? The day going is going pretty well. I've gotten my 2,000 words, which is great in terms of sticky notes. But also we chatted quite a lot today. At the very beginning of the string, we chatted a lot. Carla says, I didn't want to do wolves, but it does make sense to have a clan of wolf shifters living by Walden Pond in the rural areas there. Yeah. But I think people like werewolf stories because it feels somewhat familiar. So, yeah. Funky says to Rachel, it's subtle but good flavor. Megan, hello! Today was your first day of classes and you want to say hello. Hello. Hopefully classes are going well and you don't already feel overwhelmed. Hopefully. Knock on wood. That would be good. Cineas, your dragon shifter is a cinnamon roll. You learned that term from a beta reader. There's the audio that goes around and you can like have the looks like a cinnamon roll would kill you. Looks like a cinnamon roll is a cinnamon roll. Looks like they would kill you. Would kill you. Type like that. This like several different categories. But like I think it's fun. And it could be a fun exercise to do with your character profiles too, as like which one will be which. But yeah. Cinnamon roll. Karma is now on the bus. I guess she'll be home in about 40 minutes. Feels like a really long time. And I hate that for Karma because long bus rides are never fun. So Rachel says hi to Megan. Carla says, I think the weirdest was when a boyfriend from high school was playing a gig that your brother last year. Your husband got very possessive. Oh. Carla says to Funky, you know they're jelly because jam don't shake. Nice. Nice. Rachel says to JK, hope you're well. I'm trying to find my focus. You're eagerly awaiting the Chobani pumpkin spice flavor. Wolves are so overdone. Yeah. You didn't want to do over wolves, but this one wants to happen. Yeah. I mean, they kind of sometimes do. You're assuming Tyler Hines plays cinnamon roll type characters in the Hallmark movies. Not sure. Maybe. I'm not familiar enough with the Hallmark movies. I probably should be, but so yeah, he is a cinnamon roll, but he would definitely kill someone and has, in fact. Funky says, I wish they had actually brought out the promised sequel to What We Do in the Shadows called We're Wolves. It would have been hilarious. All right, let's do another. We'll do a third sprint, but it'll be a shorter, not by a whole lot. It'll be shorter. A whole lot of our time today by chatting. We'll do a 20-minute. It'll be short and sweet. It's a cool down sprint, I guess. Let's see if I can get it to. It'll be in the middle of the music. Okay, so 1, save your document. 2, take a sip. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. And 4 is make sure if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 20 minutes in 5, 4, 3. Okay. We did good. I think I got about 500 or so words. So yeah, that's good. We've had a fantastic session for me today. Hopefully it was also a good session for you. Yeah. Let's see. Kara said you'd gotten Jackal during that session. Your pharmacy called. For some reason, the doctor made a change to one of your prescriptions without consulting you. In your next life, you would like a body that works. That would be very nice. Yes. Monique says, and that's like frustrating. Like, did you have some lab work done recently? Did the doctor decide you needed something different based on the lab work? I don't know. But it's weird that they didn't call you and let you know that there was a change coming down the pipeline. Monique says all 40 chapters are now properly spaced out. So woohoo, excellent, good. Rachel also says yay, but Rachel has to get going. Thanks so much for the time. You're welcome. Funky says I can't get over the hedgehog timer. It gets me every time. Cuteness overload. Yay. Good. I'm glad. Kara says nope, it was out of the blue. Interesting. That's a little weird. Maybe call the doctor and ask, like, what's going on? I don't know. But yeah, that's frustrating. Okay. I'm going to save my document. And I'm going to pull the picture for pull back up. Here it is. Okay. When it comes to our groom that has cold feet, our main character has met a groom with cold feet. Why is the groom unsure about the wedding? 47% of our grooms are getting cold feet because they don't want to sign the prenup. 35%, it's because their kid doesn't like the spouse, potential spouse. 17% are because his mom and his father-in-law are having an affair, and none of our grooms are cousins with their potential spouse. So, there you go. Carla's first chapter is pretty much written. Very nice. Very good. Funky agrees it is odd of the doc to do, but Funky did have a medicine recalled recently, so maybe that's why, although usually the pharmacy is the one who does that. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know. That would be one that I would be asking questions about for sure. Be like, hey, why? Why? Anyway. We're gonna save again, even though I just did. And hopefully, I've not yet scheduled the Wednesday and Friday stream because I'm kind of waiting to hear back from Bestie in terms of when she's going to be discharged, because I don't know if it's going to be Wednesday, don't know if it's going to be Thursday or Friday. So we're going to try and play it by ear. I may schedule them, but I may then sort of like, so I'll try and wait till Wednesday morning to schedule Wednesdays, to because I kind of have a feeling it's probably going to be on Wednesday. So yeah, but anyway, so I will do my best to stream at our normal time and days, and if life calls, life calls. So just hopefully I will see y'all on Wednesday and Friday. If not, I will see you whenever. So thank you very much. I will see y'all soon. Bye.